Namaste, everyone. Good evening. So let's start the class. All of you be seated. Wherever you are seated, check your posture, how your shoulders, how your spine feels. How is your feet alignment? Is there any tightness in the fingers, in the shoulder joints, in the facial area, specifically your jawline? Your forehead smooth, your eyes gently closed. Just feel the breath smooth and continuous through the nostrils. Allow this watching of the breath to completely calm down the agitations in the mind. Keep watching the breath. As you watch the breath, chant Om in your mind for a few rounds. Om as you inhale, Om as you exhale. Gently join the palms at the heart center, Namaskara Mudra. Let the chest be still open, palms intact, fingertips together. Chant 3 Oms as you exhale, breathe in. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratah chatheshvabhijñam swarat tene brahmahridaya adikavaye muhyanti yat surayah tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam Satyam param dhimahi Satchidanandarupaya Vishvotpatyadihetave Tapatraya vinashaya Shri Krishnaya vayam namaha Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudiraye, tato jayamudiraye. So, shall I summarize? So, last week we came to a conclusion of Kapila Muni's teachings. So just to summarize what where his teachings, we know the story, Devahuti, she seeks liberation, she moves from a worldly life, and then finally she seeks that spiritual knowledge, the Brahma Vidya, which she gets from her own son, Kapila Muni, who is nobody else but a avatara of Lord Vishnu. And what is the gist of his teachings? As per the Srimad Bhagavatam, whatever is given here, it is that we are the only, there is a Jiva, Jivatma and the Paramatma. Okay. And the Paramatma is the purest self, the highest reality, the consciousness. And the Jivatma is nothing, that it is not different from the Paramatma, but there is a veiling because of avidya. Avidya is ignorance. To say when did ignorance start, there is no, it is also anadi, because now if I don't know Chinese, can I say, why did this lack of knowledge happen? Okay, avidya is just there. It's just that I don't know what is the reality. I don't know Chinese. Okay, when I look at the sky, I see that it is blue and I think it is blue. Yeah, the sky is blue. That is what I'm seeing. Until somebody gives me that vidya that, oh, this sky is not actually blue. It looks blue to me because of the dispersion of light. Until somebody tells that, for me, the sky is blue. Okay, so the Jivatma, the Jiva has avidya. Okay, as its nature. And because of this avidya, there is vikshepa and avarana, which is veiling and agitation because of the veiling. We can say delusion, wrong interpretation. And because of the not knowing that all this is coming out of that my avidya, that I might be delusioned. Now, when we listen to these things, my strong conclusions can reduce at least. I will be like, no, I will justify myself also for my whatever I think and whatever I feel. That is how it is, right? But now when I know there is a veiling power, there is a vikshepa and an avarana. Avarana, because of which the vikshepa is there, or the vikshepa is there, and hence there is an avarana. Veiling and agitation are interrelated. So because of that, then I can at least have an element of doubt that maybe there is another possibility from what I am telling. That strong conclusion, judgment, or that justification can be diluted by this. And as we go through this, it is when this avarana and this vikshepa, when it starts reducing with my awareness, okay, then that Jivatma and the Paramatma, that can happen. How do I gain that? How do I come out of that vikshepa and my avarana? Is through jnana and vairagya. Jnana I am gaining by listening to such scriptures. They are showing me the path. They are like the torchlight, telling me, wrong, this is the path to go in. They have given that knowledge, like science has given me the knowledge, dispersion of light. Because of that, it is like this. Like that, the sky is looking blue. Like that, this is saying whatever you are seeing, try. There may be 100 different possibilities in that. Even today, actually, quantum physics in science also says that way. That there are 100 different possibilities. The possibility that I see is because I am observing only that. Because I am attached to one possibility, when I move out of that one possibility, there can be many, many different possibilities for that whole situation. So my strong attachment to my own judgments, my own conclusions, my own beliefs can be slightly loosened when I start thinking that way. And as that happens, my vasanas start, subliming. And I can move towards yoga, that union with the highest reality. These are the teachings of, so he say it is the Brahman or the Purusha or the Ishvara or the Bhagavan, according to the different yogas which seek him. So here also 4 paths have been given for that yoga. One is the Jnana Marga, when by reading the scriptures and, slowly coming out of our vasanas. Then you have the bhakti marga. Then you have, where you just want to be one with God, and God is your only reality. You see God in everything that is happening around you and that is happening through you. And, everything is just God. And that oneness, that is bhakti yoga. Then you have karma yoga and Raja Yoga. We looked at all those paths last week, and you will know that you are the Brahman. Through all these paths, finally, you are the Brahman. The Jiva will know that he is the Ishvara, the Purusha, and the Jnana Yoga taught by me and the Bhakti Yoga on which I elaborated earlier are in reality the same. One is not different from the other. We also looked at how it's just the tools that we are using to reach that oneness, right? The tool of intellect, the tool of the body, the tool of the emotion, or the tool of a prana. Okay, which tool am I using to reach that path? So based on all these approaches, one can reach the Supreme God. In fact, Sankhya Yoga also goes into a lot of detail on how the universe was created, how big the universe is, Brahmanda, and how long, what is the time period. Just when you listen to that whole description of the universe and multiverse, almost you feel like, why am I making myself the universe? I am just a speck of dust in this whole, play, this whole Leela created by Lord, and I am this. So I just have to coexist with this whole universe. Whereas I make myself the whole universe. Doesn't mean I am insignificant. I'm playing a significant part in a very big Leela. So my contribution, my importance becomes important, very important. Sankhya philosophy also elaborates on that. And even the original Srimad Bhagavatam does have a lot of description of that. But for our purpose here, the bhakti part and the main teachings have been taken. So with this, we have come to an end of the Kapila's teachings. And anybody else wants to add anything? Bala, Prabha, anything I missed out? Okay. So we can move on.
I think, most important, I hope people also understood what is this this avarana and vikshepa. If anyone is wanting to put anything in the chat, please do put. To connect with more to our inner self, I have a video to share. I thought it will be very nice before going. Just hold on, because so many things I have to do now. Stop share 1 second. I will try to find it. Meanwhile, anyone wants to share?
Yeah. So we can elaborate a little more on the Avarana Vikshepa, maybe, Bala, until if there is something you also have, until Prabha starts sharing. So most of the time, many times if you see, I'll just give a start. So if we see, most of our hurt, most of our grudge, or even my own impression of myself, everything is in a way delusion only. I am looking at a part and not at the whole. I think when I think I want to be appreciated, I do so much work, but nobody appreciates me. Okay, one is I have made myself the world. Here, everybody should appreciate me, is one of the delusions that I have. And that delusion will mostly arise when somebody says something wrong, something negative. That's when it becomes even higher. I am not expecting appreciation. At least, I'm doing so much work, then some appreciation. You always find faults. Can't you appreciate also? These are all typical terms that we use, right? So, one form of delusion, Bala wanted to say, I just started that off.
I really liked how beautifully, see, Aarti started with Avidya is eternal, right? So if I don't know Chinese, I cannot say from when I don't know. I never knew. So what happens is I am ignoring the reality and I give reality to what my senses perceive. That is where avarana comes in. Okay, avarana comes in when I start giving so much. It is there. We are not saying it is not there. Yes, the cupboard is there. This is there. It is being perceived by this equipment called body so that the body can survive. And it stops there. Similarly, for the mind to survive also, it brings in so many vrittis so that the mind can survive. And it stops there. So that is why very beautifully in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna starts with this Jnana Marga. He says, understand there is no reality to what I have. See, that's, in fact, I think it is a wonder. We all must really reflect on this. Okay. Whatever I know about me, whatever I know about, I think I heard this, it was mind blowing. Swami Sarvapriyananda, I think. Whatever I know about me, whatever I know about this world, yes, can I really prove it is real? Yes, I think we really need to understand, we have to see, is that real? Okay, I'm seeing something. Say some agitation in my mind, some vikshepa in the mind is there. Okay, try. I think we need, if we have to intellectualize and see, can I prove that that is correct? That is the reality. Because even in my own mind, after 2-3 days, that goes up. Right? So how can that be real? It is so short-lived, it is so temporary, and it has come for some purpose, okay, which my intellect doesn't understand. And it goes in. So the main underlying issue with this, I will stop my video, I think. I'll stop my video. Now you can hear. The main underlying issue is, that is what Bhakti, Jnana Marga keeps saying. This Avarana Vikshepa never give some reality to it. Okay, it is there for the functioning, for this equipment to function in this world. That's all. Yes. Look for the reality. Search the reality. Seek the reality. So that is the path that, Jnana intellectually use the intellect to do all the, what is that called, Aarti? The first neti, from that they start and, so go into that reality, get into the Sakshi Bhava and, so then that higher force, who we call as God, takes over. Okay. Similarly, Bhakti also, that's why we saw that Udasina, Kapila Muni talks about Udasinata. Leave, don't give reality to all that is happening to me in this world. Because whatever I have thought is not actually real. Because, though it seems so real at this point in time, after even few days, it is not real. Sometimes it may take few years, the impact is less. So if at all the impact is the same, then I have given it so much reality. So I have to just let that go and hold on to that which is real. Some Shakti is there, isn't it? Yesterday it was so beautiful when I heard, I think in Ranveer, some podcast, okay? So there, one ISKCON, he was talking, and the Ranveer, he is asking him, why is it that we have created the forms of God like human beings only? Okay, this is what my intellect has understood. Yeah, why is it that it's only that? Then for that, he says, says, no. It is the reflection of God's form. Yeah, humans are the reflected form of God. So it is like, I don't know how to explain. It was mind-blowing because just a paradigm shift. Okay, everything starting from me and then going to God. Start from that Shakti and come here. See, that is why, my hands and legs are only so long. It is not too long. There is an underlying ratio which runs through every form that we see. Yes, and that we all know that golden ratio. If we dig into that underlying connecting thread, then we understand that it is only that Shakti which is both dynamic and just being there as consciousness, which is, there in this entire creation, before creation, during creation, after creation, every time. It is just that is there, which is real. The rest all are just reflection that we have created, that is happening because of these equipments that are there for some survival. So let us not hold on to that. Slowly let go of the reality in whatever, that I have perceived, and hold on to Bhagavan, who is real. I think that something came out very beautiful for me in this chapter.
And sometimes it can really move my ground. Then why should I even do anything if nothing is real? That kind of a feeling can come. If nothing is real, I'm confused, because when we are in that path, the idea is, let us be very clear, it is to help us let go easily. This whole thing, the world right now, we are with our senses, we are interacting with this world, we are in this world, we must work with complete involvement in this world. As it doesn't mean now anyway, whatever I do, I am a small dust only anyway in this picture. So why should I even do anything, or anything I do, it is... So the idea is to completely be involved in what you do and do whatever your duty is in the right way, but still to be able to let go of any pride that might come up, any sense of attachment we are getting, any sense of, grudges and hurts that may come along the way, to be able to let go and not hold on to anything.
Just working like different parts of the body for the welfare, for the happiness, whatever we say, for the nourishment of the body. My hands work for the body, my eyes, like that. All of us are part of Bhagavan. Yeah, we do not have a separate identity. We think we have. We do not have. So we are in that delusion. He will take it out. So we will work for him. That is very important. Otherwise, that there is no harmony. There is no. But then, though we all are drops in the ocean, it is only the drops which make the ocean. So we need to. I think we are moving to the next canto, which talks about dharma. So dharma is the key. I think that has to be there. But surrendering in the surrender mode without having a separate identity is what Bhagavatam tells us.
Yes, ready to share?
Yes. So been thinking about this Avarna and Vikshepa for about 2-3 weeks. So I was just thinking, see, when you're introspecting yourself, you see so many Avarnas and Vikshepas in our own life. And I was just wondering, see, now the knowledge is there, then that these are the Vikshepas in my mind, and these are the veils boundaries which I am putting myself. So then it's a very beautiful video is what I saw in a session I attend, and also a very beautiful article. So it's all about that look beyond what you see, which Raghuramji also says, and I think many of you would have read it in many other books also, is most of the time when we are in the projection mode, or when we are in that veil mode, it is said that it is the mental quality, it is a mind which is running, but there is something which is from the soul quality, and that one of the soul qualities is gratitude. The moment that gratitude comes, that means you are looking beyond what you see. That is, it is going beyond all these mental projections. And actually, it immediately shifts, like Bala was saying, the paradigm shift, that absolutely it shifts. And I'm seeing that personally also, and I'm seeing that because when I was having the questions in my mind, that, okay, these are the Vikshepas, these are the Avarnas, now what next? Sometimes we read that, okay, see the reality, see that. Sometimes it is when we are in some positions and when we are in some situations, it becomes quite difficult at that time to think, start saying that, no, this is not reality, this is not reality. It becomes quite challenging at that time. So that is the time when I came across this. And when I started application of this this quality of imbibing the quality of gratitude, it kind of completely changed the entire scenario itself. And immediately the stories which is in the mind automatically got reduced. And that is where it is very beautifully, it is said that it is gratitude is a soul quality. And here is where there was one video which was, it was absolutely soul touching. Just sharing that, just hold on. Isn't it just very, very touching? Open your eyes as if you're seeing, as if today is the first day as well as the last day. Open your heart to everyone around you. When we do all these, open your eyes and be present with people around. Open your eyes to be filled with gratitude. When we are filled with gratitude with so many things, looking at everything in awe and wonder, we point out everything around me, then where will the Vikshepa, where will the Avarna come? That is that gratefulness, is the gratitude, the sense of gratitude will absolutely, connect us to the reality there. That could be one of the ways strategies or the ways which we can really, imbibe and follow and remember every day. Maybe. Any thoughts on for anyone?
Yeah, very, very beautiful. So you said, no, gratitude comes from the deep within. Right? They say, so love, compassion, gratitude, all these are Bhagavan qualities. So when they are flowing, the rest, it doesn't matter at all. So for that to flow, it takes practice. Again, like what I think Aarti said, there are times for us when we say, oh, everything is unreal. We do feel, down. Oh, nobody is permanent. There is no one there. All these things do come. We all face all that. At that time, what do I hold on? Hold on to that reality, to that sadhana, whatever each one of us have taken up as a regular sadhana. It is very important. That is our basic dharma, which will keep us going. Okay. See, if someone is so connected to bhakti and namasmarana, just chanting the name of Bhagavan, his qualities start flowing then. That gratitude comes in them. When the mind is in vikshepa, I remember Nagaratna Didi used to say, chant the Om, Om, Om in the same speed as the speed of your thought. Okay. So for me, it became Krishna, 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 Krishna. So when, the mind is agitated, all of us are caught in this. When the mind is so much agitated, and when I say Krishna, 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 at some point in time, he starts flowing. Because automatically what happens? This importance given to me and my own, what I call as my own world and my mamakara, the importance is reduced, isn't it? And we are now holding on to that reality. Now, so that is very beautiful. So any sadhana that each one of, it is very important to have something called sadhana for each one of us. Either we do a namasmarana or a japa or a, I don't know, dhyana, whatever sadhana each one of us do. It is very important. So that comes in handy. That is how I'm connecting to this. Then this starts flowing.
There is one feeling that people think, right? Gratefulness means it's like, it's about acknowledgement that, okay, today something wonderful has happened. I'm very grateful. Today, this has been provided. I'm grateful. Yes. But there's a very beautiful, understanding of what gratitude is. Gratitude is just not about acknowledgement. It just points us to something which is absolutely eternal. That is, whether good or bad situations of life, that recognition that there is something which does not depend whether it is good or bad, that beautiful silence between the words, when it is coming within us, that unconditional love and that recognition that divine is there in everything, even in any adversities of life, that is gratitude. So when we have that feeling, then it shifts us from the anxiety to calmness. It helps us to, the chitta prasadanam, they say, it helps us to clean or cleanse our mind. It helps us to awaken the transformational power of the divine. It'll help to have that transformation power to get manifest in us. It's a gateway, it opens us into love, into seeing harmony in everything. When we see harmony in everything, it is like we see a garden with a lot of beautiful flowers. At that time, we are not going to say, why is there red rose in between the yellow color? Why is this having thorns and this not having thorns? We are not going to be seeing that. It just opens our heart. And then we see that, oh, wow, it is a beautiful gift I have right now. And my only appropriate response will be gratefulness.
Another beautiful way, this gratitude, and what Prabha said, no, it's not that somebody acknowledgement or something. Tejomayanandaji of Chinmaya Mission uses two very clear words. He says, whether it is love or gratitude, that love is not the real love which flows because of. Because this person does this for me, I feel love. This person is so good with me, so I love him. This person is, so I feel the gratitude. No, the love and the gratitude is in spite of. In spite of. Move from because of to in spite of. See, when I'm putting because of, I am putting my likes and dislikes onto that. Correct? So then again, I am putting my template onto everything. I am operating from a limitedness again when that is happening, right? Instead, when I look at everything, like Bala said, as his creation, everything, and everything in my life is happening also because it is his Leela in my life. So then the moment somebody irritates me, say, oh, this person irritates me, so I don't like him. Or I can convert that and say, oh God, thank you for that I have. I mean, I'm grateful that this person is there with me, that I have discovered some part of myself which can now make me go more towards you. I can overcome this irritation within me, which is coming up. And once I overcome that, I will be getting closer to you. So a gratitude in a way to say, I mean, it's all about the situation is there and all these feelings are coming up, which are there within me. It is not coming because of that person, that it is all there within me. And the more I overcome these, I will be moving one step towards you, oh Lord. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So it is just a change in perspective. What works for us? There are so many different ways each one of us is telling. I can convert this and I can say, oh, thank you for giving me this situation, because now I can overcome this and I can move on towards you, walk towards you further. I will get closer towards you. So it is, and when you have that really slowly, initially it will be like this. And slowly when we start living life as a gratitude, nothing seems to bother me. I'm just in that state of wonder. Wow, this is beautiful. Oh, yeah, everything is just nice. No problem. So what may be disturbing somebody else may not disturb me at all. No more. I can go on with that, because the intellect is just not working. It's a being thing. That state of wonder, that state of gratitude is just a being thing. You just there. You feel, okay, this is also there. Okay, move on. This is fine. This is wonderful. Everything is just wonderful. Things are just nice in a way. So that in spite of, because of was a very strong statement for me. There's no because of why do you love him? I mean, it's like when you say, it's like a mother's love, say. During teenage, they may, it's a part of growing up. They may talk against, they may say things, and it may sometimes hurt the mother. But does the love go? Next moment, the mother is going, have you eaten food? Do you eat properly? Come on. If we become hurt and we do not do that, then the love is very conditional. Right? Even for a mother, it can happen, right? I mean, the love is can become very conditional in that case. Oh, you did not talk to me well, so you go take care of yourself. We don't say that, right? We will go after the child, make sure they have eaten, or maybe I'll not go and say somebody else has given. I don't know, whatever way you want to show your love, but that love is always there. It's like that gratitude is always there, as in the background, and everything is happening as in the foreground, if at all it is happening, and then it is just falling off the next moment, like a passing cloud. It came and it went, it came and it went, and after a point it won't come also, that cloud.
Very beautiful. Yes, that is something very important. Be it unconditional love or gratitude, whatever we call it, it is there. Okay, and we have covered it with all this. So for it to start flowing, these things need to move. Davarana, Vikshepa, all that. The gratitude and all is there all the time. It is because they are the qualities of the soul. Prabha told that they are there. So for it to flow, let us Ramana I don't know how many of you all will follow Tamil here, but I like to tell that in Tamil and then tell you. He says, okay, irundapadi iru. Okay, be as it is. Okay, yakkum vali sel. Go as directed, as yakkum is as functioned. Okay, nee kurukka varadu. Let me not come between. That's all. The Leela is happening. Yes. And be in that state. And as long as I don't come, the Leela will continue. When I come, I suffer. That's all is the difference. Yeah. The Leela continues. The same thing is happening. Whether I want to be with the Leela, just be, or I want to get into this bhava of this cycle of becoming is our what do you say? Choice, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to put that as choice. Yeah, our sadhana will take us to that. Very nice. I think we'll move.
Yes, we will move. Yes. Just hold on.
Sangha Chadvam, no? Let's march forward.
Towards union.
Yeah, in unison.
Can you see the book page?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we are going to chapter, am I unmuted? Chapter 33, Yajna, the son of Akuti. Aarti would like to read?
Sure. Swayambhu Manu had 3 daughters and 2 sons. Remember, again, we have started from creation here. This has happened, coming up because one question Parikshit has asked Shukhamuni, what is creation? So initially, creation was described by Kapila. He talks about how Jivatma and Paramatma, and because of the avidya, avarana, vikshepa, and my world, my subjective world is created because of that. Right? The world that I think exists around me. The more I come out of this creation of this existing world, as I see my subjective reality. See, okay, to just give a little bit of context. What I see is my subjective reality. Based on my belief, my memories, my thoughts, my vasanas, which I have collected. Based on that, the people in my world have manifested in my life. Based on my vasanas. Okay, they are here because I have attracted them through my own vasanas. It is like the phone signal. My phone is dialing this particular phone, so this connection has happened. So every single human being who is there around me, my husband, my mother-in-law, my people, my situation, everything is there in my life because of my vasanas, because my vasanas is pulling that situation and pulling these people to me in my life, so that they are there in front of me to make me realize that my vasana is there and I can overcome that because of my association with these people. So my world is my subjective reality. Similarly, another person has a different belief, has a different set of vasanas, and then there is a shared world. That is different. But we are talking about our individual subjective realities, the people in my world, and then there are people of the world. Everybody's situation may be unique, may be different, depending upon our vasanas. Now, so that was the creation. This world is created. At a higher level also, there is a creation where God, this whole world's creation has happened because of all our collective vasanas. Your vasana, my vasana, Prabha's vasana, Bala's vasana, this whole world's vasana, everybody's vasana is becoming a collective. And based on that collective vasana, this whole world appears. That is Maya. At my individual Jivatma level, it is Avidya. At the universal level, it is Maya. Okay, so now how did that Maya, that whole universe, when it was created, then it is said that Brahma split himself into two. And one part became Swayambhuva Manu and the other part became Shatarupa, his wife. Okay, so now Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa had 3 daughters and 2 sons. Now the creation, initially the creation of the universe, the Brahmanda and all that, the lokas, the 7 lokas, the 7 talas, all of these things are described. Now, how did humans get created in this universe? We are coming to that, but that is also done as a story here. Swayambhuva, Brahma splits himself into Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa, and Swayambhuva Manu had 3 daughters and 2 sons. The sons were Priyavrata and Uttanapada. The daughters were Akuti, Devahuti and Prasuti. Akuti was given by Manu to a rishi by name Ruchi. Okay, now this creation is happening on Bhuloka. In the Rishi Loka, Tapaloka and all, rishis are already there. Okay, so Manu gave his daughter to a rishi by name Ruchi. This marriage was performed in accordance with the rule called Putrika Dharma. Okay, so something like the Kanyadana or whatever. When a man has only daughters and no sons, he gives away his daughter to a worthy man and says, I am giving you this maiden who has no brother. The son who is born to her must be your son as well as mine. So there is this concept of many kind of legal heirs. In that, Putrika is one of the, where the grandfather, like a daughter's child will be can become a heir to the grandfather. In a way, when she is married and she has a child, that is Putrika as a heir. So the son who is born to her must be your son as well as mine. So now this child which is born to by Akuti and Ruchi will also be the son, legal heir to Manu, is what is being said here. Manu had 2 sons, and yet with a desire for another son, he performed Akuti's marriage in this manner. Ruchi was a great rishi and an ardent devotee of Narayana. To him and Akuti were born 2 children, a son and a daughter. The son was Narayana himself, and he was named Yajna, since he was said to be the personification of Yajna. The daughter was named Dakshina, and she was the goddess Lakshmi. So Manu was immensely pleased that the Lord himself had been born as his son and took him to his house. Dakshina stayed with Ruchi and Akuti. Yajna then married Dakshina. Now, because Yajna, even though biologically is probably brother and sister, but he was now the grandfather's son in that sense. And hence, Yajna then married Dakshina. According to religious rites, if we tell these things to our children, I don't know. Yeah. 12 sons were born to them. Now 12 sons were born to them. Every Manvantara, that is, every epoch of a Manu, has to have a Manu. Devas, Manuputras, Sureshwaras, Rishis, and an avatara of Narayana. Now, there are 14, this is a whole time frame thing. Just to give in, one day of Brahma is called one kalpa. Okay, one day of Brahma is called one kalpa. That is not even the night included. Only the day is one kalpa. And one kalpa is made up of 14 manvantaras. That is, in one day of Brahma, there will be 14 manus. And a period of a manu is called a manvantara. And every manvantara, there will be a Manu, Devas, Manuputra, Sureshwaras, Rishis. That is up to a certain, till the Tapaloka or a certain place, everything is destroyed and a new universe still there is created during every manvantara. In Swayambhuva Manu Manvantara, that is during the time of Swayambhuva Manu, 12 sons of Yajna were the Sureshwaras, and the Rishis led by Marichi were the 7 Rishis. Yajna was the avatara of Narayana and also Indra. Priyavrata and Uttanapada were the Manuputra. So during the Swayambhuva Manvantara, Uttanapada and Priyavrata were Swayambhuva Manu's children. Okay, sons. So the other details probably we will leave because it can get too confusing if we get into that. But every Manvantara has a Narayana. Okay, that's something we can keep. And Uttanapada was the father of Dhruva. Just to remember why all this is being told. Manu's son was Uttanapada and Priyavrata. Can we go down? Yeah. Now, Devahuti was married to Kardama Prajapati and her son was Kapila. We already saw that. Devahuti was married to Kardama Prajapati and her son was Kapila. Right? So her daughters, they had 9 daughters. If you remember, after 9 daughters, Kapila was born. The Kala, the eldest of them, was the wife of Marichi. Okay. So 12 sons of Yajna. Yajna was one son of Manu, Yajna, and there was a daughter too, right? Dakshina. So now to Yajna and Dakshina were born 7 rishis, and Marichi was one of them. So the Kala was married to Marichi, and one of the sons was the great Kashyapa. Purnima was a daughter, and her daughter was Devakulya, who was later to be called Ganga. This is how the progeny increase. Basically, how people started. That is actually a big flow chart of how these people, how life came onto earth, how jivas, manushyas came on earth. The next daughter, Shraddha, who was married to Angiras, was the mother of Brihaspati. Havirbhu was the wife of Pulastya and her son was Agastya. Vishravas was another son. The son of Vishravas was Kubera. The other wife of Vishravas was Kaikasi and she was the mother of Ravana, Kumbhakarna and Vibhishana. Kratu's wife Kriya was the mother of the rishis by name Valakilyas. Khyati, the wife of Brigu, had 2 sons, one of whom was the father of Mrikandu. Ushanas, who is better known as Kavi, was the son of Brigu. He was Shukra, the Acharya of the Asuras. Daksha Prajapati married Prasuti, the other daughter. Now, Devahuti was married to Kardama and Prasuti was married to Daksha Prajapati, the other daughter of Manu. They had 16 daughters. 13 of them were given to Dharma, is Yamaraja. 1 was given to Agni, 1 to Pitris, and 1 to Lord Mahadeva. Who was the one given to Lord Mahadeva? It was Sati. Okay. So, I don't think there is much to discuss here. Any thoughts coming up for anybody? This is just the lineage and how the connections and people come in.
Yeah, all that is coming for me is such a beautiful history we have in our Purana.
Yeah.
And what are we reading as history?
Yeah.
That's all. And it is not restricted to humans. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything is,
And here
including
very
the
clearly,
river Ganga.
no, the Sapta Rishis. See, I think everyone need to know the Sapta Rishi concept. See, because people who love astronomy, they will they say about the Sapta Rishi concept, the Great Bear, Bola, the all that. So it's so beautiful here, actually. If you see how the beautiful flow chart, like Aarti said, and people don't, all of you do not rack your brains. I don't remember this. Whose daughter is this? Whose son is this? Who's Kashyapa? Who is Marichi? Who's Ruchi? Who is Manu? Finally, who is Manu? After learning the entire thing, suddenly someone else, who's Manu finally, Prabha? We might think. So let us not go into this thing. See, but one important thing is we know only some avatars of Narayana. But there are so many avatars now during the Bhagavata, we are coming to know that is one of the avatars. See, Kapila, of course. Next is Yajna. See, that is also one very beautiful avatar, and a daughter named Dakshina. Dakshina is a very, very, very powerful kind of meaning, right? So it's important for us to kind of get into the flow. That's it. Do not rack our brains because the next thing is going to be very beautiful, Dattatreya. So, which I think we cannot cover. Do we need to start? Maybe shall we start off? How was the birth? Maybe because nothing else is there to talk in that one, right?
Yeah, nothing is there. It's just that when we look at one thing, many people may have Gotra when you go, just to find that relevance. So in a way, that Sapta Rishi and which Rishi, the lineage carries, the descendant from that lineage becomes. So you have the Sapta Rishis, and this is how there is a, people are Manu, their children, he is giving in marriage to Rishis, and from that progeny has come, and from there, as we come down till now, we at least have the names of all of these Rishis as Gotras attached to our names. So when we trace back and say, oh, Jamadagni, oh, Kashyapa, oh, Bharadwaja, and all that, you understand that it is the progeny and the lineage and the descendants that is coming from that, and that is being carried forward through their name, because they are very special. Their DNA is very, very special. I've also heard of some people who says if somebody is Chaturvedi from that kind of a family, you just have to, some rishis can just, or siddhars can get the whole Vedas from their DNA. Something like that, because it is there, it is so strongly embedded in them through Shabda Pramana, they can just get it, is what. So that's why that lineage and all was very strongly. Right now it has become so diverse. We are so much away from that whole creation in a way now, right? But I have heard this like this. Yeah, we can move on.
So 34th chapter, Dattatreya. Anasuya, the granddaughter of Manu, was given to Atri. Atri is also one of the Saptarishis, please remember. On the slopes of the mountain Ruksha, Atri performed intense tapas. It was a peaceful spot. The river Nirvindya flowed in gentle waves on all the sides of the mountain. The music of the flowing river, the hum of the bees which haunted the flower bushes in the ashram were all conducive to the peace which pervaded the atmosphere. There, with his senses under control, with his breath controlled by pranayama, with his mind bent on tapas, Atri spent many years. Atri prayed for a son to be born to him. His prayer was, may he, who is the Lord of the Lords, grant me a son who will be like him. His tapas was intense, and even after 100 years, the rishi was intent on his tapas. The denizens of the heavens were afraid to see. The people in the heavens, to say, if somebody is wondering what is denizens, to see the fire which was emanating from his head as a result of the intensity of his tapas. We should not think that there is a real fire emanating. It is that spiritual fire which is emanating from his head as a result of the intensity of his tapas. The three Murtis, Vishnu, Mahadeva, and Brahma, went to the ashrama of Atri. The rishi saw their arrival and realizing what a great privilege it was to see all three of them together at his doorstep. Atri got up in a flurry, received them with all the honor due to them. He found that words would not come easily to his lips, so overcome was he with emotion. He composed himself and looked at them. They stood with smiles lighting their faces. With flowers, he worshipped them and said, the creation of the universe, the support of it, and the destruction of the same in the end are all in the hands of three of you. I worship you with words which are poor vehicles for my thoughts. My words are not apt for my prayer, because so many things, sometimes we have so many things there, but you're unable to say. Tell me why all three of you have come to grace me. I prayed for the best among you to grant me a son in his image. It is up to you to tell me who is the greatest. Which of you will give me a son? Which of you is the greatest? See, such a fantastic thing, right? Because what was his prayer? His prayer was, may he, who is the Lord of the Lords, grant me a son who will be like him. Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara were amused by the words of Atri. They laughed at him and said, you wanted a son in the image of the greatest of all. We did not want to disappoint you, and that is why we have come. The three of us comprise the Lord of Lords. Vishnu, Brahma, and Mahadeva are all three aspects of the Brahman. In this, it is the same Brahman which creates, preserves, and destroys. We are the Brahman, and there is nothing to differentiate between any two of us. We wanted you to realize the truth about us, and that is why we have come, all three of us. You will be the father of three sons, each one an amsha of one of us. An amsha apart, they will be famed the world world over and bring you great name. You will be happy. The son born to with Atri with the amsha to Brahma was the moon. Datta was a son with the amsha of Vishnu, and the son in the image of Mahadeva was Durvasa. So Chandra, Datta, and Durvasa. I think we end here. What do you think? Anything to share, Aarti and Bala?
No, I think it's beautiful. We'll continue next
It's nice.
Yeah. Because next it goes to the next chapter itself. Because now we know how was Dattatreya born, like that. Correct? So over to Aarti to finish the session with some chanting.
Yeah. We will chant Om Namo Narayanaya 11 times. We have seen so many forms of Narayana so far, Kapila Muni, Yajna, and now his Amsha as Datta. Okay, so Om Namo Narayana. 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 Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhad Bhavet. Asato Ma Satgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. So very beautifully, let us see everything auspicious.
Thank you.